So every time I talk to an entrepreneur on this chair and I ask them what's the biggest obstacle they have,
It's easier for me to find the right vision and the direction. But the challenge now is some of the countries that they don't have that rules and regulations. They do much.
Omar Hmaidat, CEO and co-founder of XPOZED and DMS Group, is a trailblazer in content creator management and marketing innovation. With vast experience, he's shaping the industry's future through strategic guidance and collaboration.
We don't want to work with these people. They have nothing to give.
in our part of the world, my personal observation is most of the content creators are entertainment. What can we do to change metrics, these variables, to go deeper beyond the surface to actually make true impact?
Whenever I meet someone like in my age or 30s or early 40s, they really don't care about weekend. Maybe they take holidays, like they go for holidays for 5 6 2 weeks per year, okay, but a weekend, I don't think it is really matter for
Look, the way I think of it is, who decided that there's 2 weeks in exchange for 5 days? You know what I mean? Like, who decided this structure? Look, if it's an employment, like if I have a company and this company has, let's say, 1,000 employees, of course we have to have a structure and I have to give them days. I mean, that's why I'm saying only entrepreneurs, business owners, content creators, investors, CEOs, people who are at the top of the top, who are responsible for everything related to their venture, right? Those are people who are owners. It's like saying I need to take break from my family or from my kids.
Exactly.
You don't do that because these
Right.
people are not working. However, if I have people working for me in my venture or in my company, of course I'll give them 2 days. I mean, that's the thing, right?
Yeah.
But the other way around, it doesn't work. Then they're employees disguised as entrepreneurs. You know what I mean? Like, 'cause it's a mindset more than
Yeah.
it's a behavior, right?
Yeah.
But Omar, listen, thank you for coming. I have a question for you. What are you trying to expose?
Yeah, I'm trying to expose everything beautiful and needs to be exposed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Say more.
Yeah, so uh, at Exposed, look, let's go back 4 years ago. I started my journey at DMS Group. DMS Group's Disruptive Media Studios. We are a multimedia agency. We manage talents, content creators, and artists. Also, we do the social media services for brands and everything. And we started our journey at Exposed in UAE this year.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. And now we're trying to get everyone has to be exposed.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I got that. But say more.
Yeah. So any brand, any talent has something really nice and really needs to be exposed, we're gonna expose it.
Wow.
This is the main core of our branding as exposed.
Yeah, okay, I have to say, I got goosebumps.
Yeah.
So this is one of the first visions or brand names that is really and truly customer centric and focused. Like your mission, your focus, your sort of purpose is to look for people who are supposed to be exposed, but they're not, and you're then exposing them.
Yeah, exactly.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
No, honestly, because I was trying to make up. Now, obviously, no. In your defense, I didn't research too much about the brand. I researched about you, but that's nice.
Thank you.
How are you on your vision so far?
Uh, it's good. It's going well, actually. Look, it's a challenging and very exciting here in UAE because team building in UAE is completely different league than team building in Jordan. And Jordan is a closed market. Everyone is Jordanian, and
Same microculture, right?
and the culture is completely different. Here, you're dealing with completely different culture and mindsets every day. So my challenge now is uh, different little bit with the team building. I'm building a very good team, but with a bitter experience. You know, like I started DMS when I was like 26 years old, and I had a very good experience because I opened like 5 6 businesses before DMS, but DMS was the successful one until now, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
So when I started with Exposed, like it's easier for me to find the right vision and the direction, but the challenge now is the team building and signing the right talent because uh, we faced a lot of obstacles with signing the wrong talents because some of them they have a great potential but they are not mature yet. Some of them depends on the category as well, and the media and social media and content creation is a word like keep evolving every day. And I started at my social media career as a talent manager like 6 years ago, and it's completely different. Like every year is changing, and we need to keep up with the changes that happening now. People like really wants to see like a content, a real content. They don't want to waste their time on social media, and it's changing. And we can see that at Gen Z. Like even sometimes I when I go to the events and I see like a few of like people like they are following me at like 15 16 years old, you know,
Yes.
they are looking to create a content with value. and and now it's reflecting on the community. And to be honest, I really want uh to yani, to thank the UAE government because they are really trying to change the shape of content creating in the MENA region. Because you know, recently one of the biggest challenges that we faced, like uh the image of the influencers
Yes.
recently, the past 3 years.
Yes.
And everyone like re- because like there's like a good influencers and not so good influencers, because you know there's like too many factors: age, maturity, mindset, you know, and it's all over there. Like
True.
so you can't control it. So what we're trying to do now is to shape the creator economy in a way to create a content with a value, and give the opportunity to the content creators that they create content with a value to rise and get exposed.
So listen, this is Escapade Leaders Edition podcast. No fluff, uncensored, unfiltered. So when you say there's good content creators and not so good no. There's good content creators and really bad content creators,
Yeah.
right? Ones that you have no idea why they are getting the likes, the comments, the engagements, and you feel like if you're responsible at any way, shape, or form of their destiny, you'll switch off everything that they have. How do we compare as a region to the rest of the world, in your opinion, from content creation perspective and creators?
Look, I'm gonna say it like we're in a good place comparing to to the world, because like there's like too many bad content creators to in the West, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and we can see that, and they have like really bad influence. And some of the countries that they don't have that rules and regulations, they do much yani worse than our content creators. Like our content creators still they have that cultural, you know, thing.
Guards and
Yeah,
kind of
and
framework.
yeah,
Okay.
so it's still under control. But the thing is, 3 years ago, whenever you want to say, ask any like, again, when I'm gonna say gaming now or content in gaming or content, that doesn't mean it's bad. But uh 3 years ago, when you ask any kid if you want to create a content, what do you want to create, he will say immediately, I want to create gaming content or challenges content, and that's it. Nowadays it's different, because like there is too many content creators out there doing science, doing
So
social
the awareness is
experiments,
different.
yeah, doing something philanthropic, you know.
Yes.
So you can see, you can ask the kids now, I want to do something good for the people. I want to create a content in medicine. I want to be a doctor and create content in medicine. I want to be, it's different now because the whole mentality is changing because they see the content creators that they love creating a content for good.
For impact.
Yeah, for good impact. The content for good was the 1 billion summit slogan
Yeah.
last time.
Yeah.
So we really focused. We were, as Exposed, we were part of it.
Yeah.
We really focused on content for good and the creators that creating content for good, good forever and good for good. You know,
So okay, so let's dig deeper a bit on the 1 billion summit, right? Which is a fantastic initiative. I've seen your impact on the different workshops that shaped with the rest of the teams. I couldn't help, and this is again my perspective. I could be wrong, and I need you to correct me if I'm wrong. I couldn't help that it's very much Western oriented. Like if you and we did the analysis, the numbers. If you put the number of creators that were invited, and there were quite a few of them, I think you were one of them, who were speaking, who were mostly they are Western, and even from Los Angeles, from New York, from the United States. Was that by design or was this just unintentional?
look, for 1 billion summit, it was like designed to be like international attraction. It wasn't because it's in Dubai,
Okay.
and Dubai it's international city. It's mix of everyone. Like you could see speakers, Indian speakers.
Yeah.
You can see Pakistani speakers. You can see people from Los Angeles. Yeah, you can see people from Europe. You can see creators, experts from Middle East as well. It was like almost 50-50.
Okay.
It was like almost.
It's not a criticism. It's just an observation that I wanted to see
Yeah.
because, like you said, now one of the things that Accemind as an umbrella that hosts this podcast is to look at the innovation and the talent and the real value production of this region. Now, it doesn't matter. It's not a nationalistic thing.
No.
So it's not about you and
Yeah.
I. No, it's anyone who's from this region. It's like what this region is producing, right?
Yeah, I agree with you. So here's it. And especially in the US,
Uh-huh.
they started content creating 3-4 years before us.
Okay.
So they are ahead of us like 5 years.
Okay. So the
now.
maturity level is probably
Yeah, the maturity is a bit higher.
Mhm.
And they have like a huge creator economy. It's not about only content creators. It's about people that works in that economy. That's why you could see
Hmm.
a lot of experts. They have like, if we have like here in the Middle East,
Yeah.
3, 4, 5 talent management agencies, they have almost 100
Mm.
talent management agencies. They have agencies to build the brands for the content creators. They have agencies for consultation. They have lawyers for content creators. We don't have. That's why this is exactly what UAE is trying to build,
Mm.
to build that creator economy.
Exchange
So
knowledge. Yeah.
so they are trying to get all of these experts
Yes.
to the MENA region. So everyone wants to be part of this economy, to come and join the summit and listen to the experts. And we really don't have that much experts. يعني 1 billion summit team, they almost got all of the experts in this region in Arab world. All of them. I promise. I saw that.
You're one
it's
of
a-
them.
Yeah, alhamdulillah, yani. But it's like maybe this is the 3rd edition, 4th
Yes.
edition.
Yes.
So
Okay, so that
yeah.
that makes sense
Yeah.
because obviously the concept of content creation as how do I say it, as a profession, as a full-time job that you can make money from it, that has you can have an LLC associated with it, you can generate multiple streams of revenue, is far more mature, let's say in the United States, in the UK, in Europe, than in here. And the 1 billion summit is about exchanging knowledge, obviously from someone who's done it before. And to your point, the balance tips there, and we need to kind of create
Mm.
that balance between
Yeah.
both regions, right?
Yeah. Also, I'm gonna tell you why they are ahead of us, because in the Arab world, our culture is more of resisting the new things. So when we started content creating, like from I'm gonna tell you like a story from my side. When I started like managing a content creator, people they didn't believe in the content creator themselves, and they didn't understand like why they need a manager for someone just taking a story and talking about a restaurant or a brand, and they didn't understand it, they didn't get it. Maybe maybe I was like from the first three talent content creators manager. As an artist, there is like too many artist managers like from years and
The
years ago.
traditional one.
Yeah, but
The actors, the
yeah,
singers.
yeah, exactly. But as a content creators, maybe I was the first one or the first
Like
three
a handful.
people,
Yeah.
yeah, in the MENA region, managing a content creator. So it was like too much resisting that this is a real job, too much resisting. There is like an economy behind it. Like even man, it's insanely like when I'm talking right now, I can remember that when I was like going to the banks in Jordan, like, hey, we have a content creators, let's work, let's collab. Our policy, we don't want to work with these people. They have nothing to give. They have, they were underestimating them like big time. Now
That was
all of the
2022.
all of 21 21
2022.
22. Now all of the banks, like, it's
Please.
like a league, like who can get ambassador for my bank, and like they're fighting for names now. Even the cars companies, they had that ego. We don't work with the content creator, we work only with the big celebrities or artists. Content creators are, what are they providing? They are, so it's too much resisting at the beginnings. 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023. I felt it start like,
You saw the
no.
shift. You
Yeah,
saw the balance
yeah,
shift.
yeah. I could see that. I could see that from my numbers at DMS. We had like only maybe at 2022, literally, beside the small restaurants and everything, maybe 20 brands only we're working with them. By 2023, from DMS only, we worked almost with 90 something.
Wow.
So it's like
It's almost five. Yeah.
five times.
Yeah.
2024 was a big jump. Like it's like almost 200 something, and I believe this year
It's
it's
even
gonna
more.
be it's gonna be like, yeah, and the economy is like is getting bigger and bigger, as we're getting about that $1 trillion.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're almost there, $1 trillion economy, and I think it's getting bigger and much bigger, but it's getting different as well.
Mhm.
Yani, now everyone wants to create a content. It's not about being influencer and doing ads. Creating a content is something really good and helpful, even for your
Yes.
agency, and for us, for me, even, like, I was like, I didn't create a content my whole life. Now I'm thinking of creating content and content creation to guide the content creators now, because I feel like there's a responsibility on me. Everyone like asking me like every time, like, how can I be a content creator? How can I do this? How can I do that? How can I get my numbers? How can I think as an entrepreneur while I'm being a content creator? Like, they have so many questions they're asking me every day. So I felt like I want to create a content. The doctor needs to create a content. Everyone needs to create a content. So it's different now. It's
So
different.
the concept of gated or sort of keeping knowledge is no more there. Knowledge has to be abundant, shared with everyone. And it doesn't matter. It's just content creation on its own. It can be a profession on its own, but then even if you're a doctor, an engineer, an accountant, and even a normal artist like a painter, if you have knowledge that you can share, there is people who would want to consume this content for their own education, right? So you're talking about mostly the education side of the content creation. I think when I asked you about how do we compare this region with other parts of the world, is about what is it that we mostly create content about? Is it mostly entertainment? And I'm not saying entertainment in the negative way, but of course, if it's only entertainment, it's negative because I
Yeah.
mean, at the end of the day, yes, I need to be entertained, but for a specific period of time. But the rest of the time, I either need to, educate
Yeah.
myself to develop and grow, or produce for the economy, like you said. If we
Yeah.
need to reach the $1 trillion economy, we have to produce value, not just transfer value,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
So the idea here is, in our part of the world, my personal observation is most of the content creators are entertainment, right?
Mm.
True content creators, like you said, doctors, lawyers, real estate agents, architects, artists, all of those sort of, even coffee lovers, you don't find it serious. Like it's still entertainment with a pinch of that element. What do you feel about that?
Um, Look, I completely agree with you. But it has to be like this at the moment, because shifting it from a purely entertainment to very serious content is really hard to 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 get exposure on social media platforms. You need to play it very smart. There is like a thin line between losing identity. Branding is something we are really working on with our content creators, and we are really trying to guide the content creators that, like, there's a sort of branding you need to find it before starting content creating, and it takes time to find the right branding. Like, you need to entertain people while you're doing something, let's say science or whatever you're providing as a content. And also because, like, there's like too much content out there, and there's like uh a lot of people creating content. I don't think it's easy to go viral now without creating a content with entertaining aspect and focusing on the algorithms and the platform, and choosing the right platform for your content, like, is a key, to be honest. Like, if I want to target these type of audience, I'm not gonna go. Let's say I wanna target audience that they are entrepreneurs, they are CEOs, they are whoever. Like, I'm not gonna go on TikTok to find them. I'm gonna go to LinkedIn. Maybe I'll create a content for mass people on Instagram. But yeah, you need to find the right place for you, for your content, and something like you really feel like comfortable creating content at. Especially also, if you wanna like, YouTube is like the best now. It's the best platform to create a content, because everyone is watching YouTube. Like, there's like a mass audience out there.
Yeah.
Like, family are watching YouTube on TV. You're watching YouTube on your phone. Everyone. But let's say, let's focus on demographics. Like, if you wanna, let's say, focus on Egypt, Jordan, Syria, Facebook is still there.
Mm.
you know so, yeah, for us, let's say you're a content creator and you want to target people from GCC, and you're not creating content on Snapchat. I don't think you're gonna reach that easy. You can reach that by YouTube, but Snapchat is a key as well. So it's different. You're creating content, you're writing articles, or you're creating short content, or you're creating podcast. It depends also on the platform.
Mm.
um it's like there is like too many ways to
Too many
yeah,
variables to play
yeah,
with. Yeah.
yeah. And like, you need to try a strategy. If it didn't work, you need to try another strategy. And one of the strategies to entertain while you're giving a good content.
Um,
You know?
okay, so call me old fashioned, call me a bit serious. My wife keeps on calling me boring. My daughter, she's 16, she always rolls her eyes when I talk. Unfortunately, this is the reality, right? So, what you said now is extremely pragmatic, extremely true, extremely real. What does that tell you about the nature and the maturity of our society?
It depends which society. If you're talking about
Generally, I mean, it's not nationalistic, it's not
mm,
political. It's just this block of
mm,
land, which is the Middle East.
mm,
Let's talk from Syria to Yemen, from UAE to, let's say, Egypt. This kind of block of land.
yeah,
What is it? The reason why I'm saying this is, when you have someone like, and I don't want to mention too many names, but in the West, for example, you have lots of people who are absolutely serious about their content. They have absolutely no quote unquote entertainment element in the traditional sense, where you have all the production value, all the dancing and singing, all of the bells and whistles, and yet they reach high and reach high very quickly because their target audience, which is the mature, serious people who actually get attracted to the content value rather than to the entertainment value, is high. And therefore, these people are not attention seeking, they are knowledge seeking. Whereas if you're going to play the game, which I 100% subscribe to what you're saying, 100%, sometimes you have to play to the game of the algorithm, the game of the society. But if you're going to play with by the law, by the laws of the algorithm or the society, which is just looking for that quick 3-second hook that can grab their attention, and they're just continuously flicking between story after story, reel after reel, how far can you get?
Look, I completely agree with you, and it's changing right now. To be honest, but it depends. Yeah, you can't say like there's like completely different cultures between like I'm not gonna say countries. It's completely different. Like countries they are frustrating because they have so much conflicts going
Yes.
around. They are like the way the consumption of the content is completely different than people. They don't have that things in their life. They want
Challenges.
challenge. They people like they're like they want something to entertain them.
To get them distracted from the
Yeah,
realities of life.
yeah.
But Amar, here's my thought. Don't you and I, people who are, have cameras, have platforms, do you think that you have a slight responsibility to educate those people to say, you know what? This instant gratification culture of looking after entertainment is bad for you because guess what? We will stay, and this is a perpetual sort of forever cycle of vicious economic downturn that will not get us anywhere. And I'll tell you a small example, right? And I'll talk about our own people, right? Jordan. And I don't want to get slapped by the comments and the kind of the audience, but you go to Jordan, you go on any given day, sometimes even the weekends, you want to buy something at 10 a.m. in the morning. Half of the country is asleep.
Yeah.
Now, you come here to Dubai. I literally got a haircut today at 7:30 a.m. on a weekend. It's a Sunday, right? Now, how can we complain about the economy, the state of the economy of a country, of a nation, if we oversleep all the way till 12 p.m. and stay up eating shawarma until 2 a.m. and honking and just dancing all the time, every day, even during work day? You know what I mean? Like sometimes reality is hard. And I'm not going to be popular for saying this, I know. But the point is, how can you say, and you go, for example, I'll tell you another example. So I travel a lot to Europe and UK just because of my education and my schools, right? Me and my wife are sitting at a restaurant. And there's this lady that comes in, she serves us, and she heard us talking. So my wife is doing now her doctorate degree in Glasgow University in the future of education. I just finished mine. And we were talking. She overheard us, and she's a server, right? She's a waitress. And she said, "Oh, I'm doing my PhDs in, I think, economy." And she's a waitress. You know what I mean? That gave me an ache in my heart. Now, again, I could have naive realism. It's probably just my world that, I'm not seeing these things in our world as well, or it's too insignificant to be seen. But that's the reality that we're facing, and we're set on a mission to change that, even if we're not going to be popular, but we have to do it. So people like you and I we must play by the rules of the game, like you said. But what can we do to change not the rules of the game, to change the metrics, these variables, to go deeper beyond the surface to actually make true impact? What do you think?
Look, what did you say is like completely true, and it's a mutual effort between the government and the people and us. So whoever, like for me, I really find like there is like a heavy responsibility on me now to my society. That's why I'm going back to Jordan on summer. Every summer I go back to Jordan at least 3 4 months, and I really try to make a big difference. Like I can do so much because I'm not an influencer by myself only. I manage a content creators and artists, and I really can shape the economy, but I can't do this alone. Like if anyone from the government, we are dealing with the government in Jordan, and they are really helpful, to be honest. But we need more support. If like there's a mutual effort between the society and media. Media is everything, man. Media can change
But we are
so
the new
much.
media, aren't
Yeah,
we?
exactly. So we
Nobody
for
watches
for
TV
for me
in my circles, you know?
for me I'm trying my best. For me I'm trying my best. I can see changes, and I receive a lot of messages every day that thank you, changed my life, that changed the way I'm thinking. That's why I want to start creating a content. That's why I'm trying to give the people, the content creators that has great potential and value,
Hmm.
a chance to get exposed. And we're doing a summit in Jordan by July, inshallah. It's like the fourth year anniversary of DMS. So we're doing a summit, we're doing gala dinner of content creators. We're focusing more on a good content. We're getting we're inviting all the platforms to make panels to educate people. We're doing that, and we're reaching out to the government if they can support us in that. If not, we can do it alone because we have that responsibility towards our community.
Yes.
And
Yes.
and the community is responding now because
They do. They're
yeah,
hungry. I
yeah,
know they're hungry.
yeah, because they're responding. Uh yani for me, from what I can see, like yeah, they are responding. They are the media is getting more mature in Jordan, and there's like too many good content creators uh in Jordan now, and there's like a lot of potential content creators is coming up. But the thing is, look, the what can I call it? The society itself, we really can't compare a country like, let's say, Jordan, Syria, Egypt, Morocco, whoever, like all of their people, like is their people to a country like Dubai. It's like mixed of top people from all over the world.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
because like the most expert people from all over the world, they travel to Dubai,
Dubai. Yeah,
to
yeah.
work,
It's a
to
talent
find,
magnet, isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah.
you know, to find the right path, to get in the right community. For me, like why I left Jordan, because I felt like I'm the smartest one in the room in my field.
That's frustrating, is it?
Yeah, that's really frustrating, and I felt that for the past 2 years. It wasn't like a 1 or 2 days and I left. Like I was like smartest guy in the room, and I wasn't evolving, and I had to leave. When I came here, I found like I'm not the smartest one in the room at
You were hit with reality.
yeah, man. Yeah. It's like completely different world. Like
Humbling, isn't it?
like if you're smart, there's smarter. If you're rich, you're the richer. If you're doing well in your business, there is so many
And that's a good thing, right?
yeah.
That's energizing.
Yeah, for me, I stopped taking breaks and weekends since I came here.
Wow.
In Jordan, I wasn't actually, but now, like,
But the
also
yeah, the
also
peer
al-
pressure here is
yeah,
higher. Right?
also the quality of life that
Of course.
makes you like makes you focusing more on yourself as well. Because I didn't have the chance to think that I have to create a content while I'm in Jordan, because I'm dealing with a lot of obstacles,
Like what?
economy obstacles.
What do you mean economies obstacles?
Yani for us, like the market is too small.
But why do you contain yourself with Jordan, even if you're in Jordan, when it comes to content?
It's different. It's different when you have an agency here, when you are based in Dubai, or a big city like Dubai. to deal with the brands, to deal with the economy. It's completely different thing. Mentalities, like uh, this is the fact.
Okay, one thing that I usually do is I try to create communities of like-minded people and thinkers, right? And then because one voice can rise, but a collection of voice creates courage, right?
Right.
Why I'm saying this is I've seen beautiful initiatives in Jordan. I've seen beautiful initiatives everywhere, even Saudi here. I'm still, and again, call me a dreamer. I haven't yet reached anywhere to sit on a high tower and tell people, because I'm not. I'm still in the growing phase of being an entrepreneur and a content creator. But I don't see the government's role as imperative as it used to be, say, 10 years ago. So, for example, you mentioned government at least 2-3 times, and I agree with you. Of course, government is having the imperative responsibility to facilitate and sort of create the environment that allows people to do things. But the government itself should not create. You know what I mean? Like government should facilitate infrastructure, economic stability, fairness and safety, education, healthcare. This is what the government should do. The government should not create a WhatsApp. The government should not create a YouTube channel per se. It's the people who, like you and I. So when I look at the obstacles that people face now, everybody's saying, if you have a phone and internet connection, that's it. You're a content creator. Okay, good. So the next step is just to learn, to connect with Omar, who will teach them and guide them and actually show them how to be exposed, right? In the most, proper, efficient, effective way. However, the problem is people's mindsets are skewed because now their intention is to be famous. And therefore they'll do anything, even if they'll just, and this is one of the things that's why by the way, I don't consume content at all, right? I have people who post for me, I have people who do things for me, and if I do, I just open quickly to check a few things and then I go back. I don't consume because it's so frustrating, and the only content that I consume is from people outside. When someone uses their family, their daughters, their wives, their mothers, just to get famous, you know what I mean? Like this is the frustrating part for me, and that's what I want to do. Now, it's a long-winded comment, or let's say speech about my or to reach to my question. In your opinion, and I'm really interested in your sort of thought process, what could the government of Jordan, let's say specifically, do to make life for content creators easy?
Easy. Look, we can take UAE government as example.
Good.
Okay.
As a benchmark.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They are doing creating supporting academies to help to learn and educate and emerging content creators from all aspects.
Mhm.
Okay. They are trying to find the right infrastructure and getting all the experts to teach people how to create the content and how to be around the content creators. Um, they can focus more on regulate and at least find a way to, there is like what we call naqabe.
The sort of like a bureau or some sort of union.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
a union for content creators with a head that has
But
experience.
but I mean, unions are bureaucratic, right? They will slow down things. They will.
Depends.
Well, I mean, we have I think there's Roya Content Creating Academy, something like this in
Yeah, but
Jordan.
Roya is still like a private entity.
But why do we depend on governments? That's I
No,
think.
it's not depending on government, but you know, yani, there is no regulations for content creators. It's only like the tax for
Okay.
content creator. And
What type of regulation do you look for?
first of all, like license for content creator.
Okay.
License for content creator.
Mm.
Like I was in meeting with someone like who's really big in the government. I suggested an idea instead of taking taxes from content creators. Why don't we use them to promote the country and to give back to the society and give them a rate card and deduct it from the taxes?
Yes, as an
Something,
incentive. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, that's something we really can do.
Okay.
And
What happened?
nothing happened.
Mm.
I have like so many ideas, you know. I can't say it now, like a list of ideas, but there's like so much we can do for our country.
Let's say now
For-
you have a government official from Jordan. Let's focus on Jordan because it's our country, right?
Yeah.
So let's focus. If there's a government official listening now, what's the one idea that you think if they do, it will unlock the creativity of content creators and shape the country and its economy?
There's really no one idea. Like there is a lot of ideas, like doing a summit, doing gatherings, doing supporting academies, at least like let's say a one like tax free for next 5 years for anyone who's entering the content creation under these rules, creating something good for the
Wow.
community. Like
Yeah,
you can do so much. You can do so much
that's
as a
brilliant. Yeah.
yeah. You can use these content creators to promote Jordan as a
Yes.
tourism.
Yes.
I'm not talking about Jordan only. Like Egypt can do this. Syria now is evolving. They can do that. Lebanon can do that. Like we can create a content now. We can create a content in on every single language because we can dub
True.
through
True. Joe
through
Hattab is doing that now.
yeah
Yeah.
through AI.
True.
You know,
True.
and
True.
you know, and you've mentioned something earlier that they're getting the content creators that focusing on something like directly without getting that entertainment thing around it,
Yes.
and they're getting views because the audience are 7 billions as well.
English.
Yeah, it's English. Yeah, the language is English, and now we have that. Let's focus on AI in Jordan.
Mm.
What we are doing to towards the AI. Why we have to be like
So let's
behind?
now we have access to people, right? I mean, now access to people is the easiest thing, and one of the things that we do is get access to people. This is how we reached you. This is how we reached Fadi Ghandour and others, right? What's stopping people like you and I from actually going and speaking to decision makers and authorities to put programs that activate the recommendations that you just mentioned now?
I did
Okay. So
Mm.
Good. So that part is done. Next, what was the main objection from that decision maker?
to listen at least. You know,
Okay.
they listened to me.
Okay.
Some of them they interacted. Some of them they gave support. But I don't know. I don't know why there is a resistance. To be honest, I tried. And now I work with the UAE government officially,
Hmm.
and in too many big projects like
I know the
1
initiatives are massive. Yeah.
1 billion summit campaigns to promote UAE as a tourism and everything.
That's brain leak, you know that. For a nation to have someone like you. Now, again, UAE and Jordan and Saudi, and we're one people,
we're
so
one
it's
people.
fine.
Yeah.
It's not true brain leak like going from here, let's say, to Harvard or to Oxford or to, outside of our region. And again, this is not nationalistic.
Mm.
You know, sometimes people construe this as political national. It's not. I mean, we're two Jordanians, we speak Arabic, but now on this platform, we're speaking English. It's not about language. It's not about, it's about part of the world that actually can ignite and have a fertile sort of soil that can grow, and produce. That's the intention here. So what I mean is, okay, so you spoke to a decision maker in Jordan. They gave you attention, like you said, they listened, but then you mentioned resistance.
Yeah, maybe it's not resistant. Maybe they were like so focused on what's happening in the region.
Distracted.
Distracted because of there's like too much happening, and I really think there's like a big political pressure on Jordan now. That's why they can't focus on that.
Mm.
But here's the thing:
Mm.
like a little bit of support can really help us to build something really big in Jordan. Like there's too many good Jordanians out there. Like I can. It's not only me. Like it's not only you. Like there are the too many, and we really want to give back to our community. Like you can see that from my eyes. I really want to give back to my community. I born and raised in Jordan, you know, and I have the platform, I have the experience, I have everything that I really want to do. I'm going back in summer to do something, but with like you know, it depends on the support from not only government. Why government? Brands in Jordan,
Yes.
Jordanian brands.
Yes. Yeah.
Now they have to support the community. Why you guys like making millions from the society without giving back?
That's true.
Yeah, are you guys just you want to avoid the taxes by giving some fundraising to somewhere, and that's it? Like, is there a message that is there something you really want to support the society, or you just want to compete to get more clients and that's it? Like, there's a really big brands in Jordan, and really big brands started from Jordan and went uh to a global level. So it's a as I mentioned before, it's a mutual effort between the society, brands, government, experts. Like, we have to give back to our community. You know, every time I say it, like if like there's no message in your journey, and you don't appreciate your community and your society and you give back to them, I think like your life is like too boring.
Meaningless.
Yeah, for me it's too boring, because you know, like seeking, like going to find just like getting money and getting cars and getting houses and everything, and it's like too boring, you know. If you like, I was saying it this yesterday. If you uh how can I say it, like link your happiness to materialistic things, you will never be happy. But if you link your happiness to
Purpose.
yeah, to for a purpose, to support your people, your society, to see that you make a big difference in your life, I think this is the true happiness in my opinion. And I really want to focus on that. That's why I'm trying to build so much, and I want to go back and give to my society and my community, because I believe this is the right thing to do, especially for someone who born and raised in a country like, I'm not gonna say poor country, I'm gonna say like mid-level country, but with like a very good people, a very nice
Massive
people,
potential.
massive potential, talents out there. I think they like really need like a little bit of push,
Yes.
and to be like one of the top countries in the world. And like you can see like UAE is like one of the top countries in the world, like in just like 50 years.
Yes.
Yeah, we can do that.
We can. And you see, the way I think of it is it cannot and it should not be a competition. Because if you're in a boat, and if I'm on a boat and you're on a boat and he's in a boat, I can't rise alone. We have to all rise. The sea has to rise, so all of us rise. And this is how we can become like, okay. So every time I talk to an entrepreneur on this chair and I ask them what's the biggest obstacle they have, the one thing that they say is the compartmentalization of economies. So UAE, Saudi, Jordan, Qatar, Egypt. And then if you're having a business here to go to Saudi, that's a problem. If you're having a business in Jordan to come to UAE, that's a problem because of all the hurdles. But now with digital economy and with creator economy, those lines are blurred, because I can work, and I do work. I worked with few businesses from Jordan. I don't have a presence from Jordan, and they just transferred money to me. I invoiced them, and that was okay because of that digital economy. And governments can never do anything to stop that in the fair way, unless they want to go out of their way, which is not happening. But the point that I'm trying to make is those entrepreneurs compared this economy to, let's say, Europe or the States. And they said the size of the economy, the size of the market is just massive. If you look at the United States and you look at the Arab world is about 300, 400 million. The United States is 300 and 400 million. So it's the same size, right? For content consumption, for even consumption of any sort of industry or sector. But yet, I know people who are entrepreneurs who moved from here to the United States because of the market issues that we have here. Governments have a big role to play in it. businesses and business owners, especially the billionaires, the brands, have a big part to play in it, but also society. But society takes time to educate themselves. Like you said, the UAE took 50 years to become one of the best countries in the world. If we do as well focus on our region as Jordan, we can become, and instead of having one country or two countries as the best countries in the world from this region, it'll become three.
Right.
Isn't that a
Yeah.
good thing to aspire for?
Of course. Of course. It's all about the the family itself, the house, to be honest. Like, it's if you really educate the parents now, and you're gonna focus, of course, on the Gen Z and the kids to educate them, but it's if you start from, what we call نواة المجتمع.
The family is the core of society.
Yeah, the family is the core of
It's
society.
the nucleus.
That's why UAE, they started,
Yes.
Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid created a ministry
Yes.
for the family, right? Because it's the core of the society,
Hmm.
and we can, through media, to reach the core of the society.
Yeah.
So it's a mutual effort
Yeah.
from everyone.
And this is where someone like you and I, who know how to reach to people, I'll tell you a small example. So, as Accemind, I have multiple initiatives, one of which is Accemind for Community. And I do multiple initiatives for Accemind to Community. Now, we're still a very, like a micro audience or micro content creation, as in the part of Accemind. So we don't have a platform yet, but we have ads. So what did we do? We created ads for Morning Run. And guess what? From the moment we created that ads, people actually clicked. And we're having Morning Run every morning from 6 to 6:30 for the people who were longing for this type of thing. And they were just waiting for that, like you said, that small thing that will unclog and then gushes out, right? And that's only, and we did it on Meta only and with a micro audience.
Nice.
Like micro audience, like my audience was like 15,000 if you do it on ads. So it's just 15,000. I did it and people clicked. You see what I'm trying to say? So there are potential initiatives that we can do that no one, like, I can't think of anything that could stop us except resources and time. Like, that's it. Like, if I don't know how to create ads, if I don't know my way around creating ads, not just the technical part, but everything around how to copyright, how to do creatives, how to, to configure, how to reach, how to test A/B, and so on and so forth. If I don't know how to do that, of course I won't be able. So it's about resourcefulness, but also it's about intention.
Yeah.
So if you're a doctor and you live in a community and you just can spare, I don't know, 10 JDs a day, right? I don't think 10 JDs a day is big for people who are doctors or engineers or people who are well off,
Yeah.
right? And create a small ad for community to educate people. Why do you have to wait for governments to even allow you or permit you or even consult you to do that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's all about intentions. If you actually go out of your way, like, as cliche as it is, if there's a will, there's a way, right? And that's what I'm trying to say. So let me shift gears a bit to still in Jordan. I didn't plan to focus on Jordan, but here we are. What about the higher education sector in Jordan? It's one of the most dense countries in the world, from, postgraduates, undergraduates, universities, students. I mean, there's no corner you can go to Jordan and there's no university or a university
Yeah.
student, right? It's far more denser than anywhere else in the region. And you'd expect that with that amount of youth, with that amount of energy, the economy will be booming. What do you feel about that?
Look, now, Jordan, like, has been, like, for a very long time, it has been like a very good place to educate, like, people like from all over the MENA region. They come to our universities to get education. Like, there's like a Techno University, Jordanian University, and so on. Like, even the private universities, that they are really good right now. Thing is, I believe,
When it comes to content creation, let's say.
yeah, I believe we need to start, like, Sumaya started like a digital
Yes.
media thing. I can't remember exactly, but the other, like, there is like too much effort needs to especially at media colleges and the universities. They need to evolve because I know too many content creators. They went to study media, and it's the I believe شو
The
المنهج
curriculum. Yeah.
the curriculum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The curriculum was not as
Yeah,
updated.
updated as it should be.
Hmm.
And few of them, they left the university and they didn't want
Continue.
to continue
Oh, wow.
because they didn't.
So backward, right?
Yeah, they didn't feel that they are getting educated and something up to date, you know.
So
So
they won't use the probably principles that they're using.
yeah, it needs
So-
it needs effort. It
So
needs
what do you
effort now.
think of this? So I have a small initiative where I'm reaching to, let's say, few universities in Jordan, in Saudi, in UAE, to see how we can put the university on the map, let alone the curriculum, just the university. Because you can't teach what you don't practice, right?
Mm.
So you can't say that, oh, I'm going to make you a content creator, or I'm going to help you be advanced in the content creation sector or economy, but you yourself as a university don't have a platform
Yeah.
or don't have content. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I agree with you. I believe from my humble opinion, every single university, it has to be at least 2-3 courses for everyone in the university in content creation now. Everyone.
Re-education, yeah.
Yeah, everyone, like at least 2-3 courses, at least. Everyone needs
In
to create
every
content.
discipline.
Yeah, wherever you are studying.
That's a project for Expose. Go sign MOUs with all universities and
I ho-
start hiring.
I hope that I'm writing a book about content creation, but it needs time. But yeah, we need that universities to educate people about content creation, about the ethics of content creation, the ethics in the schools. Ethics of content creation is something. It's the future, you know. Like, there is no ethics, there is no rules now in content creation. There's too many ethics you have to be aware of when you create a content.
What do you mean? Tell me more.
Like, you need to make sure you're creating content for society and for your society, and don't burn the boundaries of your society with your content. And like, you know, it's completely different between Jordan and Lebanon, right?
Yes.
The mindset,
Yes.
say,
yes,
at least.
Yes.
When
It's
when-
more
yeah,
conservative.
yeah.
Lebanon is more liberal. Yeah.
If you're Jordanian, even if you are open-minded, you have to be aware of your society. You can't exceed the lines just because you are a free soul. You need to be aware a little bit.
Oh, that's powerful.
Yeah, you have to be aware of that. It's
You can't just watch the
you need to respect cultures. Yeah, we have to respect UAE culture here.
Yes.
We have to respect Jordanian culture. And you can create content. You can be a free soul, but without harming the core of the society, with your culture. You know.
Yeah.
So there's like too much ethics in creating ads. Creating ads, like, there's like too many rules to start creating ads. You can't, just because you have numbers, brands call you, just go and create ad. Let's try this product. Let's learn more about this brand before sponsoring them or
That's
giving.
crazy.
Yeah, like, there's too many things they need to evolve in content creation and creative economy. You need- we need to يعني, we need a support. Like, we need like, there's too many content creators got in legal issues because they are not educated enough, and there is no a good lawyers, that much good lawyers in the MENA
To
region
educate,
in
yeah.
content creation and at art. Like, even, you know, like, there's like
You mean copywriting?
everything from contracting.
Oh,
from-
right.
Yeah, every single aspect you need a lawyer, you need someone who is an expert in finances. Until now, like the content creators are lost when it comes to financials, when it comes to law, like there's when it comes to ethics. You need education. You need to build the right infrastructure to start creating content. You've said, you said something. If you have a mobile internet, you are a content creator. But if there is no the right infrastructure,
Yeah.
you might get
Foundations,
lost.
yeah.
Like there's like a people that they can understand. They have that common sense that they know this is right, this is wrong. I have to do this and I have to do that. But not everyone.
Not everyone, yes.
Yeah, there's like very talented people. They can only create a content and comedy, but they don't know the other aspects. That's why, as a talent management, we are here. But as a talent management agency,
You're just
I,
one, yeah. You can do so much, yeah.
I cannot. There is no other talent management agency in Jordan. There's agents. They get ads. They secure deals, and that's it. A talent management agency? No, absolutely not. Maybe in the Middle East,
Oh, wow.
because it's really hectic.
Is it a big market? Like, is it from a market size perspective? Is it a big problem that if someone else, like, is the pie too big for multiples of exposed to be existing, or is it too small?
Yeah, the market is really big, and they have, يعني a market can handle 10 agencies like
Oh,
XPOZED.
wow. Hmm.
يعني
That's how big the market is.
we can't reach all of the content creators out there. We can't reach all the brands. Of course, like there is too many good agencies and better than us being an agent.
But not an agency that
But-
has
but
the
not-
360.
That not has talent management,
Hmm.
support in creating content, support in production, support on legal aspects, support on finance aspect, support on ethics, education and ethics, support on every single aspect that content creator needs to be a full focused content creator in the right path.
Hmm.
Because you know, I don't blame them, because I've seen how hard it is. It's very hectic to deal with people, you know.
It's very
You can-
unconventional.
Yeah, and especially when they are like 20, 21, 22, they're still like very young ages, and their mentality is keep changing between 20 to 30. Like maybe my mindset changes like maybe minimum 5 times,
Yes.
6 times, like major changes, you know.
Hmm.
So dealing with people is really hard when you manage a talent. If he lost passion, if he
Decides to quit.
his personality was at 21 he's doing a YouTube challenges, but at 23 people are expecting YouTube challenges, but he's not there now. He want to change, but he's scared of changing because the audience might not like him. And now from this time, when you're starting to change and you can't change your type of content, you start the gap between your
Yeah.
real
It's a
you
decline, isn't it?
and what the audience is waiting from you, and the gap is going like that. It's like you're getting far from your personality. It might like take 1, 2, 3 years, and you get that
Then it will break.
burnout or depression, anxiety.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That bad.
It is that bad. You know, you're creating content for millions, but it's not you. You're an actor for 3 years.
Pressure is so high.
The pressure is so high. I don't like this content. I'm creating this because of the audience.
Right.
There is like too many education, mental education for content creators is something really big. Is something really big. You know, people they don't understand how hard it is if you have no guidance. You know, like it's a really big word, and there is like too many things we can focus on, and let's build the right infrastructure. If you wanna,
Yeah.
the right infrastructure. Yeah, the government can help, of course.
Yeah,
The pe-
because it has. I mean, the one thing about governments is that they have resources, right? I mean, this is it, and they have the authority and power. Let's be very clear. So they have the resources and they have the power. Now, the expertise and know-how comes from people like you, like people in the creator economy, the experts. And if you join forces together, now I get what you're saying. Okay. So if I ask you now, what's the most fascinating stats about content creation in our region? What would that be, in your opinion?
Yani, elaborate more. Give me more.
So, so let's say, for example, the number of content creation that is related to, I don't know, lawyers or dentists or doctors or entertainment. Number of content creation that are being, number of content creators that are coming to you every day. So, what's the one thing as a statistic that every time you like you mentioned something that it was 20, then it became 90, and then the year after it was 200, the number of accounts
Mm.
that you manage. So that's a very interesting kind of jump year
Yeah.
on year. What's a stat that is really fascinating to you about content creation in the region here? I mean, it could be that there's nothing fascinating. It's insignificant compared to the world, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like it's a really big question. I'm thinking of it, صراحة.
Would you say that the number of people? So here's one of my observations, right? The number of people that expose their families, their kids, their wives is no judgment, but it's just exploded.
It is because the society wants to see this. This is the issue, you know. The like there's like out there like there are too many divorcing uh what we can call it
Like family divorce, like broken
divorce
homes.
yeah, and like there's like too many big gaps between the kids and their parents now. And because the society needs to see that the you know
Bonds.
the warm thing between the families, and they want to see dad taking care of their parents, and they want to see um, a man with his wife, how he's dealing with her and getting her gifts and being like so romantic with her, and they want to see that a good nice relationships, because they are lacking that right now, to be honest. So that's why they are exploding. Like there's like I can guarantee like there's like if you can see maybe 100 of family content creators out there, you can I believe like there is 1000 content creator in law. I believe that, but we can't see them because it's not, they are not exploded. People, they don't want to see that right now.
That's sad.
Yeah.
That's in my
We
world. That's sad.
yeah, in the Arab world, we need to focus on mental health more. Really, really, like mental health, e- especially when social media came in, and when what's happening around the region, we really need to focus more on the society mental health. They are lacking too many things. They have they have that lack of confidence. They have depression, anxiety, and they don't know.
Yeah.
This is the issue, you know. If you know, this is a 50% of the solution, you know. But they don't know. I didn't know that I had many things I need, traumas that I need to fix from my childhood. I didn't know, but after like I educated myself in mental health and mental health awareness and everything, I started to know, you know. So the problem is not about like there's too many people using their families and their kids and their wives to create a content, but this is because the society needs to see that the society needs the entertainment. So you can that's why I told you, like, if you want to create a content in medicine, you need to add entertainment to them, because you might reach an audience they want only to see entertainment, and you get them to medicine, and it takes time. After 1 year, they don't want to see entertainment anymore. They want to see science content. It takes time. You need to get that audience that they are really seeking now just entertainment to your thing, and it's a smart strategy.
Yes.
If there's like a long look, as a content creator, when you come to my office and we sign with you, we start working together. We set up the end goal, and we set the long term strategy. It's gonna be like from 6 months to 2 years, and a short term strategy. Tamam. So if you wanna reach, let's say, too many KPIs, like that amount of followers, that amount of revenue, that amount of
Engagement.
engagement, and everything, and how many brands you want to work with, and how many platforms you want to
Yes.
post on. There's like too many KPIs. So like there's a strategy to get that audience.
Yes.
And it's one of the strategies. That's why I was mentioning to you, the society wants that, but you need to human on.
Yeah, I
Is that right?
understand. Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's actually, listen, no judgment there. It's actually a smart way of strategically educating. It's like when you have kids and you want to teach them about the concept, you don't just sit them in a classroom and teach them. Actually, experientially, you get to them where they want, and then have the concepts that you want to embed to them. So it's exactly the same thing. Yeah.
exactly. So it's all about the society.
Yeah, that's where I think you and I agree on, which is it's all about intentions. If your intention is to be famous, it's different than when your intention to actually make an impact.
Yeah.
But if your intention is to make an impact, you can't be closed-minded about it. You have to be open-minded. You have to understand the rules of the game and speak to people with their own language, with their own current maturity level or awareness, and expect that they will rise, like you said.
Yeah, and I've seen many content creators. They started to be just only famous, and now they want to really do
wanna
a good
change.
a good impact, because influencers influence the influencers as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, and they can see how the society respects the one that making good impact.
Yes.
That's why when you reward the people that making a good impact, that what UAE is doing,
Yes.
you can see the other content creators like as getting affected by this, and they want to create a good
They actually want
impact.
to make. Yeah.
You know,
This is very good point. Okay, so let's end with this. Do you think that every entrepreneur should be a content creator?
I believe definitely yes. And if you're not a content creator yet, you need to be a content creator. If you don't have the skills, get the skilled people that they can help you to be a content creator, because it's like your CV, it's like your LinkedIn account. Like you need to create a content, you need to give people awareness. You have to to expose your talent. You need to get exposed, because
Or the business you're
or
the business you're creating. Yeah.
nowadays, for a better word,
Yes.
nowadays it's different, completely different than 5 years, that completely different than 10 years ago. So yeah, I believe, and I believe everyone needs to create a content.
How hard it is. Like, let's say I'm an entrepreneur now. I know nothing about content creation. What's the first step I have to do, except, after contacting XPOZED?
It's not really hard, as long as like there's a word, like I've read it in a book. I can't remember the name. It's about public speaking. Ted, talk like Ted.
Talk like Ted, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's like a sentence, I've read it, like, if you when you have passion to tell people what do you have, you won't be nervous about going to the stage, right? So if you have that kind of knowledge and you have passion about it, just post content, and you can ask experts how is the best way to post that content. But you're giving people the information about it's something you really love. I don't think it's really hard. People lose interest in you when you lose interest in your content.
Wow, that's fascinating.
Yeah, if your podcast, if you are really passionate about this podcast and sitting and really want to talk, just only not to be famous,
Yes.
or reflecting on your business, you will get the exposure that you want sooner or later, with a little bit of help and research about the content creation. That's it. If you are a really good doctor and you're passionate about being a doctor, just go out there and say and use your
Knowledge,
knowledge
experience.
and to help people to be at least to to push them to be a doctors.
So it starts with that. It starts with you being good at your profession, you being good at your craft. So
Yeah.
it starts there. So make sure that you're good at something, make sure that you are really good at your craft, and then post it out. Don't fake it.
Yeah, don't fake it and be passionate about it.
And
That's
if you're not good, tell people you're not good, and this is a journey, isn't it?
yeah, maybe.
It's a,
I'm just starting. Yeah, it takes time. It's a very long journey, and even for me, like when I want to start creating a content right now. For someone who doesn't create a content, it is a little bit needs a courage, you know.
yeah. You're
Even
putting
if I work in, it's like my daily thing. So it's completely normal to be nervous about creating content. Don't care about people who judging you.
especially in our region.
And don't worry about that at all, because whenever you want, you're gonna make it. You're gonna make it.
Or switch off the comment section.
Even though comments is engagement.
Of course.
Yeah,
Of course.
engagement
I'm
is
saying
good.
if it affects you, switch off the comment section. Okay, the other question is, do you think that every content creator should be an entrepreneur?
Of course, this is the article that I published yesterday on LinkedIn. Every content creator needs to be an entrepreneur, because he's entrepreneur himself. When I was in this world, and keep the content creation is keep evolving, right?
Yes.
And 5 years ago, there's like two only platforms we can post, or maximum three. Now we have like 4 and 5 and 6,
Mm-hmm.
and you can't create content for all of these platforms and be consistent without having a team with you,
True.
without having the right editor with you, dedicated to you. It takes time. So you are the entrepreneur as a content creator. Okay, whenever you feel you reach a point, you need to find a business manager to you. Okay, whenever you reach the next point, you need to find a editor for you, only for you, to hire someone, and responsibility keeps you working. Without responsibility, you will never be a professional. You will.
You mean
It's,
those
it's
people
yeah,
would be
yeah,
your
yeah,
responsibility?
yeah. And without responsibility, add responsibility to you. After studying your stats right now, add more responsibility for me, because like I've seen like many content creators are going down because they don't have responsibilities. So as a content creator, you need to be
Accountability,
accountability.
responsibility.
You need to build a business manager, a video editor, a videographer,
A social
a,
media manager. Yeah.
a script writer, uh, because you can't. If you want to be an icon, you need that big team with you, and there is like too many cases. There are icons right now in content creating because they really invested to build a good team for them. And this is like, you can go and read my article on LinkedIn. It's really
I actually did. That's why I asked you this question.
yeah. So I
It's a
really think,
fascinating article, I have to say, because people keep on asking me, why are you creating content now? And I'm like, I don't want to be an influencer. I don't want to be a content creator. I actually think that every entrepreneur has to have some sort of a personal brand, simply because every business must have a key person of influence, because people connect with people. And if I want my business, which is very young, to actually thrive and make the impact that I aspire for it to make onto society, I have to expose myself.
exactly.
Pun intended. I have to put myself out there, because if I want to make an impact, I cannot just make it behind closed doors. People need to see the face behind whatever is impacting and changing their life. And if my strategy is 10 years, 20 years from now, I'm starting today, and that is the seed for a garden that we're building together, right? As a society.
Exactly.
Where do people go to learn how to do these things, apart from reaching out obviously to you and expose and others? But generally speaking, let's say I'm an entrepreneur, want to be a content creator, or I'm a content creator that wants to be an entrepreneur, understand the kind of the craft of the business. What's the best sources of knowledge for these type of things?
Look, like the knowledge is everywhere now, and there's like too many experts like writing a lot of articles about the content creation, especially in the West world. So you can go use ChatGPT, you can do your own research. I don't think it's really hard. It's still not there yet in the MENA region, but we're working on it. I'm considering myself as part of creating that creator economy, and it takes time and a lot of research. But I think if anyone could make it, so anyone
Why
can
can't
make
you?
it. Yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah.
and I 100% agree with you. Now the question of where can I get information is so obsolete
Mm,
because now you just ask ChatGPT and it will give you exactly step by step of what you need to do. And if you're not, you can try it, you can test it for yourself. You just have to go. Right.
exactly.
Type
So,
Omar, last question. If there's one question you would want me to ask, what would that be?
okay. So the only question that I want you really to ask, because I really want to answer this, like, what is the most aspect you need to take care of while being a content creator and rising and being a professional content creator? You can,
Okay, so that.
okay. Your mental health.
Interesting.
You really need to be aware of your mental health because it's reflecting on the audience.
What do you mean by mental health specifically?
Yeah, you need to be aware about your mental stats right now, because whenever the views and numbers comes in, you forget about yourself and you're just focusing on the views and money, and you forget who you are really, and it will reflect on you and the society as well. So you need to be aware and ask for help for real, because I've seen like the biggest struggle for any content creator or any celebrity, content creator or artist, is the mental health stats.
Hmm.
It depends really. It really depends. Like you need to ask. You need to ask. You need
Ask
to,
for help.
yeah. You need to have at least one therapy session, especially when you are a celebrity, and and everyone is looking at you and waiting for you to do something or to
The
post.
expectations
Yeah,
are.
the expectations kills sometimes if you are not mentally aware. So this is the most important thing throughout your,
Fascinating.
yeah,
And I
yeah,
think
throughout your journey.
this is a powerful, powerful message. And, I subscribe to that because when I started being exposed, I actually went down the rabbit hole of staying at night, looking at the likes and the comments, and then first thing in the morning, just picking up my phone, looking at it, and it was draining. And
Yeah,
that's why I made a conscious effort of not consuming, not even looking at anything.
yeah, because you're affecting not only yourself and the society as well.
Yeah, because people are influenced by you
Yeah,
by definition.
yeah.
You being an
So
influencer, they're influenced by your behavior.
yeah, that's why many influencers like go the other way to create a content that people wants to see, not what they want to provide. So this is really important.
And with greater powers comes greater responsibility.
Exactly.
Omar, thank you very much for your time.
Habib,
Really a pleasure.
Habib,
Thank you.
thank
Shukran.
you very much.